these 4 different sets of infrastructure. They're not all sharing the same infrastructure. Some of them, are doing the millimeter wave. Some are doing it differently. So we're definitely pretty saturated in this at the moment. And it's not the complete blanketing like we're going to see in the coming 5 years or so. Maybe not as far as long as places like South Korea, but it's definitely prevalent here. And other than maybe a couple days ago, Rice University here in Houston, there was a couple students who said they're going to voluntarily quarantine because of a trip they made recently, but there's been no, and we have the 4th largest city in the country, international airport, people flying in and out of Houston from all over the world, and thus far we're having no major reports of outbreaks or cases or anything like that. So that's just, my personal experience here in one city. Now, if somebody was really trying to test this theory, then I would suggest getting that list again of places that have been advertising. It's not hard to find that. Find the hotspots. Like, for example, in the U.S. right now, the outbreak is Seattle, they're saying, right? And then Los Angeles County and some of these places. Well, if you wanted to try to prove these things together, you would then go do the research on has 5G been installed there? And even if you do, look, okay, I got a match. That still doesn't prove the theory. It just means you can progress now to the next step of your testing your hypothesis. Because if you start off there, you can't even prove that 5G is existing in some of these places, which, as you said, there are already reports of places that don't have 5G yet. Maybe they have Wi-Fi or different things. And when I put this forward to some wise YouTube commenter, they said, oh, it's because they haven't turned it on yet, or how do you know that Houston really was first, or move the goalpost or whatever, to keep fitting the narrative.
Well, again, you're right. Yeah, we have to, because clearly there's an X factor involved. Clearly something happened in Wuhan, or we're being told something happened in Wuhan. Okay, so yeah, maybe they did something special in Wuhan, or maybe maybe the 5G is activating something. That's a hypothesis. It could be the case, but we have to then try to hone in on, okay, so what is that X factor? And again, what does that tell us about what is going to happen from here? That's really the proof in the pudding when you come up with a model that actually predicts something in the real world and lines up with that. That's the real world, and I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that for anybody listening to this who has seen Dana or any of the other videos, there's a bunch of them out there now. There's so much you can just obsess about coronavirus and get all upgraded if you want to. And I think let it get to me a little bit more. I see popping up everywhere, right? I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can travel anymore. And I think though, whatever theory you want to ascribe to, we should, for one, just safely say the official story is not true. We can say that probably without too much doubt. Doesn't mean we know what the facts are. And that's another point I want to make for a moment. It's just that I think we need to get to a place where we're okay as individuals, as researchers. I know that I am personally, with just accepting that we don't know certain things and that we might never know. I've noticed in commenters and people online that that's something they're very averse to, and you want to again have that worldview that explains everything to you, because it's scary to feel like, oh, maybe we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'm going to die and never really know the full story, and nobody's going to tell me exactly what's going on, which we all work towards trying to uncover the truth. But the fact is that in many of these cases, unless you're in China reporting, or you've got on the ground sources, which some of us do have, and there's some pretty crazy things going on, but unless you can see and witness something firsthand and document it and go confirm, and that's where I think the journalism comes in, actually trying to talk to experts and taking one piece of information and then going and confirming that another way. But if you can't do that, then it's okay to just accept that you might not know the answer. It's okay, because there's a lot of theories and ideas that we can sit around and have a conversation at the bar, and I'll be like, yeah, this is what I think is really going on. But I can't put my name on a documentary with that information or an article that says I know it's happening. But in private conversations, or maybe even in some videos, I can kind of say, all right, guys, this is speculation here. This is what I think based on everything I've researched, what I feel like. And sometimes later those things are proven true. But I notice a lot where folks are kind of reacting to me with this coronavirus speculation. They obviously haven't seen my documentary, but they're like, well, you don't understand that 5G is, causing harm. It's like, I very obviously understand that, but that doesn't mean what you're saying is also true. I can see one thing without necessarily having to buy the whole thing wholesale. So I just want to put that out there, that it's okay to be in a place where you recognize that you don't have all the facts, and that's, you're probably going to be more respected instead of going around and acting like you got it all figured out, because none of us have it figured out, and that's just being real about it. And if I could, James, before I know we're going to talk a little bit about my work, one other thing, I have a long list of coronavirus things, and I just want to say that as far as things that I'm genuinely concerned